Alright guys, we're back in the War Tycoon video, and today we're going to be summarizing the developer Q&A that happened a few days ago. So this for those of you guys that missed the Q&A, or if you guys just want to go over everything again. I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible, since if it's long, you guys might as well watch the stream. Which, I'll leave the stream in the description. Like, I did leave some stuff out, like, that are not important to this here, because this is only gonna be for the game itself, not the other stuff that the developers talked about. Uh, what we're gonna be talking about today are confirmed updates, unconfirmed updates, performance issues that were talked about, and things that are never coming to War Tycoon. But before we go over everything, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe and turn on that notifications. I'm gonna be doing another giveaway at 7,000 subs. It's gonna be Roblox again. Like, I might do something in between. I'm not too sure. That's what I have planned for right now. But yeah, let's go over all this stuff for the War Tycoon Q&A. Alright, before we go over the confirmed updates, Kismatech did answer some more questions, and he put it in devlog. I'll leave a screenshot of it up on screen. You guys can pause and read it all, but we're not going to be going over it. So, yeah, you guys can just read it, and yeah, we're going to go over the confirmed updates now. Alright guys, so we're going to be going over the confirmed updates first. So this is stuff that is most likely going to happen to the game, and the developers did talk about this, and I try to pay attention to how they say their stuff, because like if they're not sure about this stuff, I usually put it in unconfirmed updates. But this is stuff that they're sure about and they're gonna do. And like if it doesn't happen, then there's probably a really good reason for it to not happen. We're most likely gonna see this stuff. And unlike unconfirmed updates that we're gonna be talking about later in the video, like unconfirmed updates, it's like stuff that it's not gonna happen for a while, or it's gonna happen or not. Like, it's just up in the air. So the first thing we're gonna be going over first is the first two updates is gonna be small this year, like in 2025. Like Kismatech said it himself, like this makes sense because I'm guessing that the developers are just coming back from the holiday break and stuff, and they still got a lot of stuff to work on. So it makes sense to take it slow for the first two updates. And for Spin to Win, Kismatech said that he's gonna be revamping it and redesigning it like before March this year. So there will be changes on how rewards are unlocked and stuff, and they're also gonna be avoiding adding more spin to win vehicles, like, or items, because like there's been a lot of controversy, and he did acknowledge it with the B2 bomber, but the B2 bomber was planned for the spin to win for a bit, so makes sense there. And for plane physics, they did say that they're gonna make some changes to it. Like, there's probably gonna be small changes, that like we used to be able to fly left and right, like while holding A or D, but now if you do that, it's like rolling. And the developers are trying to make it so that you can do both. Like there's separate keybinds. Like, I'm gonna assume it's like Q or E to roll, and A and D to fly left or right. So that'll be pretty cool to see sometime in the future, but we don't know when that's gonna happen. We're gonna see vehicles and some guns rebalanced in the future. Like, they said it's gonna be in the near future. I'm not sure how close that's gonna be. Like, I did make a comment in my stream that like that's gonna be pretty difficult considering how many vehicles are in the game. But that'll be cool to see if it's sometime soon. No exact date of when that's gonna happen. And for vehicles being added, that's gonna be based on like what players want. Like, it's usually based on demand. Like, if players want this specific vehicle, if a lot of players want this specific vehicles, then like the developers will probably add it. But currently the developers, they're trying to move away from American vehicles. Like, it seems like there's a lot of American and Russian vehicles being added. So, but the developers, they're gonna move more towards European vehicles being added in the future. They didn't specify what is gonna be added. Like, I think one of the people that asked Kismeltech if they're gonna add more French vehicles, like, it's gonna be European vehicles in general, nothing specified. So we're just gonna have to wait and find out. And there are some plans for 2025, which is... There are some plans for 2025, which is them improving their backend. Because I think they said something about their backend is a mess, and like there's usually a lot of bugs when they release an update. So once they fix that, like, or improve that, they're gonna be releasing bigger updates. Like, for bigger updates, I'm not sure what they're gonna add. Like, they did not talk about it, so we're gonna also have to wait and find out on that. Someone did ask in the... So during the stream, someone did ask about, like, adjustments to the map, but, like, developers, they did say that small adjustments are made to the map over time. Like, I would not expect, like, big changes for a while. And this is something that Roblox did ask in the Q&A, which is gunplay, like, specifically riot shield and gun balancing. So riot shields, like, as you guys know, like, they have infinite health, and like the only way you can kill them when someone's holding them is like either hit them like where they're not protected, or you have to hit them with some explosive, like explosive sniper, RPG, or grenades. So riot shield, it will have health at some point, so it'll probably break, or if not, it'll probably just slowly regenerate. It'll probably be like some consumable item, if I were to guess. And for gun balancing, like, it was not specified, but there will be some balances to guns being made. There will be fire weapons being added in the future, like how we have napalm bombs. Like, I'm not sure if it's gonna be more stuff on vehicles, or it's gonna be like stuff like incendiary grenades or Molotovs. And next thing is, new Roblox crates are confirmed that they are coming out every month. So these are limited time Roblox crates. So, like, the Halloween and Christmas ones, like, you can get those, like, that specific time. Like, if you miss it, like, you have to go to Trading Hub to trade for them. Expect to see a new case every month. Like, somebody did ask about the nuclear case, and yeah, it was talked about, well, that it was a mistake that they put it out. It is out right now, at the time of this recording, so you guys can buy that. And Kismeltech did talk about changes to bombs will be made. Like, someone did talk about that the B-2 bomber has a really large explosion radius where it could kill people in bunkers. Like I've tried it out. Like, I played with it a lot. Like, it could kill people in garage or main base. Like, pretty much anything that has a roof over their head. Like, it could kill them. So eventually they'll probably make changes to that, but they'll have to change how you drop the bombs, like where you could be more accurate how you drop it. Otherwise, like, a smaller radius would make it pretty difficult to use. Mobile UI will be improved. I think I have gotten a DM before where it was pretty bad, and like, I didn't really see much problems with it, but like, considering mobile UI, it's pretty small. Like, I'm sure there's gonna be improvements to it, and there are gonna be plans for vehicle physics. Like, I'm not sure what they're gonna add to it, but somebody asked in the Q&A if drifting will be added to the game, like how you can drift around a tank with a speedy Humvee. Like, that is not gonna be happening. Like, the devs said it themselves. And for mobile controls, they will be improved. I probably could have mentioned it within mobile UI. But, mobile controls, like, they'll try to improve it. Like, mobile right now, I would not want to play it at all. Like, they could at least make it better for players there, so that's nice to see. And more base defenses, they will come in the future. Like, right now we only have the CRAM. That there's gonna be stuff like, I think they did mention something like ship missiles or something, or stuff that can deal with ships. But like, they did not specify what. And they do also improve sound effects over time, but they don't make big changes. But yeah, that's pretty much all for the confirmed updates, and we're gonna go to unconfirmed updates now. So for unconfirmed updates, this is stuff that is possibly gonna happen or not. Like, and if stuff does happen, there's also the possibility of it taking a really long time. But things do change, so these could also happen sooner. But for right now, I would expect these not happening anytime soon. So, the first thing we're gonna go over is the possibility of more rebirth items. So, if you guys are Rebirth 10, you guys are aware of everything below it. But if you guys are not, like, that's when you unlock like most of the stuff. So, from 1 to 10, you get like more ground vehicles, like from the garage. You get helis, you get tanks, you get planes, and then at Rebirth 10, you'd get the DeLorean. And then there's like stuff way farther out, like 69 and 100, where you get the Glock 17 at 69 and Special Forces tag at 100. I think there's also a tag for Rebirth 30 to 68 called General. That is very little stuff you get, like, after, like, Rebirth 10. Like, there's, like, not a lot of important stuff. So you're only doing it just because, you want to complete that, or you want the Rebirth 69 badge. But, there's gonna be a possibility of more Rebirth items in the future. Like, I'm not sure when, but there's a possibility of it to fill in the gaps in between those. And I'm not sure if it's gonna make rebirthing easier, because like right now rebirthing, it is very time consuming. Like I think it took me several hours yesterday to rebirth once. So hopefully they do make it easier. The next thing that is unconfirmed is submarines. This is something that Kuzmatech wants to add at some point, but like he did mention that it's pretty difficult. So there's a possibility of it happening or not. Like he did say something about like submarines. Like it's difficult to separate the water from the interior of it, where you don't like float inside. Like how you see in like some vehicles, like you can walk around in the inside. Like he wants to do that for submarines as well. So for right now, I would not expect submarines anytime soon. So aircraft UI improvement, I don't think it's happening anytime soon, but they will eventually improve it, which that is gonna happen. But there was somebody that did ask animated HUDs, which I don't think the developer's gonna do it, because like it would require them to put in a lot of work for each plane, and like I think that would take a lot of time from development to do other stuff. So like if it does happen, like it's probably not anytime soon, especially like right now, like they have a lot of stuff to work on. And for aircraft carriers, like I think they do want to add it, but like for right now, like it's pretty difficult for them to do it, because like Gizmotech did mention something like if you want to try to land vehicles on the Zumwalt, like it's pretty buggy. and stuff. Like Roblox does not like it. So aircraft carriers, like I don't think we're gonna see that anytime soon if it's gonna even happen. But I'm not gonna expect aircraft carriers at all in the game. So yeah. Alright, so this is probably a heavily requested thing from players, and like I'm surprised that developers have not done this yet. But factions being able to be enemies or allies, it will happen. It might happen eventually. I don't think it will happen. Like right now, I don't think they have any plans for it. Like I don't remember it correctly, but like I think they might have told the person that asked that to put in suggestions, but I'm not sure. Like I think it is also a pretty heavily suggested thing for the game. Alright, so NPCs slash AI, like this is unconfirmed. Like I don't think it would be fitting for the game in my opinion, but like there might be a possibility of it happening. Like I think it was in the roadmap at some point when they had it open. Alright, it doesn't seem like the XP and leveling system would be changed anytime soon, but like if they do change it, like it probably wouldn't be that big. So there are some people that did ask about 1v1s or death matches. Like I don't think it's coming anytime soon because like it's gonna be dragging players away from the map, and Kizotech said that it would make the map feel pretty empty when players are away from the map, and like that's something he doesn't want. And for deathmatches, I think that there's gonna be something like that being added eventually, but I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon. Like we'll have to wait and see for that. So for weapon loadouts on vehicles, it's like changing weapons on vehicles. Like it is a possibility, but I don't think we're gonna see that anytime soon if it were to happen, because like this is like some pretty big stuff for them to change. But I think it would be cool to be able to change stuff out on helicopters or changing stuff out on planes. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see for that one. So for artillery, there is a possibility of it happening. Like I'm not sure how the devs will put this in the game. Like it might be through the radio, but it doesn't seem like it's happening anytime soon, so that is up in the air. So somebody did ask in the VC for the Q&A if there'll be like more activities that you can do with the ship. Like I don't think ships are gonna have more stuff to do. Like right now there's not a lot you can do with ships. Like they're pretty slow to move around and stuff, so yeah, if anything happens, it's probably not anytime soon. So there's vehicles like the M35 and other old vehicles like the Land Rover that gets requested a lot to come back. Like the reason why they get removed is because they're not used a lot by players, and like it uses up memory in the game. The developers might add them back eventually, but I don't think it's gonna be soon. Like they probably have other stuff to work on. So somebody did ask in the Q&A if there's like more stuff you could do from raiding, like make it more rewarding. Like there's a possibility of it, but like nothing right now is confirmed about it. Like I think the guy did say something about like raiding, like all you do is like piss off the player more, and that's pretty much what raiding does. Like you're not really doing much but anger the player. I think eventually though it'll be more rewarding, because like right now I think all you could do, the most rewarding thing you could do is stealing crates. Somebody did ask about melee in the game. Like I don't really see much of a reason for melee to come to the game. Like Kizmotech did also answer this, and he said that melee, like it'd probably be pretty useless because like there's so many things that you could die in that game, like vehicles and guns. Like, he did not say that, but like, there's so many things like that you could be killed by that like melee's not that useful, but there's a possibility of it coming to the game that they're not gonna prioritize it. So for stealth being added to the F-22 or the F-35, this is a possibility, but like we'd have to at least wait for the vehicle to rebalance first, and like it had to be made so that it's not like overpowered, because like if you guys have one against the B-2 bomber, like you can't really do much against it with lock-on missiles. So it'd be interesting to see that. Who knows in the future. So there's another question that Roblox asked in the Q&A, which is, will there be more stuff that you could do with radio, like calling in airdrops for vehicles and stuff? Like, I think it'd be cool, a cool concept for them to add like various things you could do with it, like call in like a supply drop for grenades, or calling in like other types of fire support, like artillery that was mentioned earlier, or mortar strikes. I think that'd be cool. I don't think it's happening anytime soon, and it is also a possibility. Alright, so this is a question that was asked by me, which was, will there be more daily rewards or daily challenge level rewards being added in the future? Which developers said that daily rewards, the login ones, it's not going to get expanded, but for daily challenge rewards, there's a possibility of it being expanded, because there is like room for them to add stuff in between those levels and possibly higher. Like, not sure. And like, I think that's interesting, because like spin to win, they don't plan to add more vehicles, so I think it'd be interesting if they added more vehicles to levels instead of spin to win. So portable wire guided missiles like the Dragonfire, like it might come to the game. That I don't think the developers are gonna work on that, because like I don't think there's really much of a reason for them to add that when there's like stingers, javelins, or RPGs at the moment. And so this next question, I did get confused with a little bit, especially with interpreting it, but it was asked if like the tank damage model, like the inner parts of it, would be changed. Like I think it'd be like adding stuff that could blow up in there and stuff, kind of like how blast panels is, not really. But it would be cool if there's something like that, where it's like there's a timer of something inside going off before like the tank is disabled or something. But I feel like that's a lot of work for tanks, so we're probably not going to see that anytime soon. So the last thing that's talked about in the unconfirmed part is that new ships. Gizmotech talked about that adding new ships, there's a problem with them being really big, and that they wouldn't fit on the map very well. So for new ships being added to game, like I don't doubt that there'll be more ships being added. Like there was one added recently, which is the Zumwalt. Like most of you guys are probably aware of that already. But I think just adding new ships, like that'd be difficult for them to do. Like but it would be cool for them to do it, but I would not expect a lot of ships being added, or I would not expect much coming anytime soon. Alright, so that was it for the unconfirmed updates. Like, we're pretty much almost done with this video here. Like, confirmed and unconfirmed updates was a large portion of the video, and like, it's pretty cool to see all this ambition from Gizmotech. We're gonna move on to performance now. Like, I think I did mention some on these other ones here, but I tried to categorize this as much as possible. So first thing we're gonna go over is weather, like rain and maybe snow, but I don't think that's happening. Like weather's not gonna happen at all, because like low-end devices, they're not gonna handle it. Like, I think I could have categorized this for the next category, but like low-end devices, it's not gonna like rain very well, so we're never gonna see that coming to War Tycoon. And also, it's probably gonna suck a lot to deal with rain when you're flying around the map or just going around. So for better graphics, like this is not gonna happen because like developers want a middle ground between high-end PCs and low-end devices like phones and stuff. So we're not gonna see better graphics, and we're most likely gonna see optimization more than anything else, because like this game is trying to appeal to as many players as possible on a variety of platforms. So that's pretty cool to see that Cosmo Tech wants players from all different devices playing. And also, render cannot be improved that much, because like if it gets improved, it will make it pretty difficult for low-end devices to run the game. Like, I'm pretty sure it can be improved, but like it'd be mostly PC players playing. But there are like occasionally small tweaks made to it that I would not expect it to be running very well. Like, I would not expect render to be able to render like across the entire map. And somebody did ask about jets becoming faster due to a bigger map. That's not gonna happen because of the rendering. Like, it will probably lead to issues with like lagging the computer and stuff or device. So that's not gonna happen. Like, you definitely want to take the time to render things in. So next thing is missile trails. I think that's a cool idea, but like problem with that is that like Roblox rendering again, like Roblox itself is pretty limiting with what you can do, especially if you want to appeal to both mobile users and PC players, like, or in between that. But I think it'd be cool to see that, because like you can see where missiles come from, but we're not gonna see that happening. So there is the possibility of better plane crash physics, but like this does lead back to performance issues. And the last thing is there's no plans for VFX yet. I think there's visual effects. Like I'm assuming that this is like improved visual effects. Alright, so that was it for performance, and we're gonna go over the last thing, which is things that are never coming to War Tycoon. And the first thing we're gonna talk about is proning. Like, the reason why proning is never coming to the game is because spawn camping is an issue. Like, players can be hiding in places and stuff. And another thing that's not coming to the game is translation. Like, they have to use auto translation because manually doing it, that's gonna take way too long of the development time. So they're not gonna do that, and they're just gonna rely on Roblox. And live events, like, they did want to do that, but like the problem with that is it's like TDS's events where it's like it lasts temporary and it takes a lot of development time. Like, it would make sense for them to put that development time on stuff that will stay in the game permanently. So that's respectable, because like you definitely don't want stuff that lasts a limited time and then like players can't do that anymore. And somebody did ask about med base for the Zumwalt. Like, it's not gonna happen because like because Gizmo Tech says it will be not utilized that much, and I think it would not be utilized that much, considering like how fast you could kill the Zumwalt right now. And yeah, there's like not much of a reason to have that. And somebody did ask cameras on vehicles, like being able to see different angles from the vehicle. Like, I don't think that's coming because that's pretty difficult for developers to do. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the developer Q&A. Like, if you guys enjoyed this video, like, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe and turn on that notifications. But yeah, guys, peace.